Good evening, everyone. Today, we are coming back to the Qigong and tapping session again. Now, in Qigong, for a lot of the time, people always ask me, what is Qigong? And I used to say, many years ago, I really thought Qigong is just an old people exercise. Like I always thought, because I learned that in school. When I was in elementary, they teach us the movement. And I always forgot those movements and I always find them boring. And they were so slow. And I don't really know what is the purpose of it besides exercise. When I was 7, 8, 10, 11, don't talk to me about Tai Chi or Qigong. You tell me about Zumba, okay? Because I like to jump, I like to dance. But over the years, as you know that, it's because of my dad's severe scoliosis that really brought me into Qigong. Because my dad called me one day at 78, 76 years old and said that, see, I am already 76. If I go for my back surgery, I will have a lot of pain. And I probably will live for another 10 years. At that time, it really hurt me because I realized that I don't have another 10 years with my parents. They can be gone anytime. It really hurts me. So during that time, I go into my valley. I really want to help my parents, but I don't know how to help my parents because at that time I thought I need to have a lot of money. If I have a lot of money, I can hire the best doctor. I can bring them on vacation. I can hire the best nurse to take care of them. And I can quit my job and spend time with them. And I haven't achieved that yet. I haven't achieved the money and time freedom that yet. And I have kids to raise. But then one day I realized that, you know what? Who say that in order to pay back to my parents, I need to have money? I can do other things for my parents. Because I was thinking, when I'm old at 76, what would I want from my children? What would I want from my children? I want to spend time with my children. Although I probably want to spend a lot of time with my children at 76, I don't know. But I know that at 40 some, I don't want to spend 24/7 with my parents because they're too much to me. And I probably could be too much to them. And at that stage, I also realized that at 70, when my dad was 76, and that was only 2 years ago, I realized that every time talking to them, I feel so sad. I feel beat up. It takes me a few days to recalibrate my energy to stand up and go achieve my dream again. And because I see the pattern and I realized that I got impacted by my parents and the energy that my parents give out was so negative. I don't really want to spend time with them because they pull me down. But at the same time, I thought to be a good daughter, I need to spend more time with them. So that brought me into my Qigong journey because I realized that, there's something I can do for my parents. I can learn about Qigong. So I reach out to a master in Qigong and I say that I want to learn Qigong. I want to know what Qigong is because my parents believe in Qigong, but they don't really practice it. So the master took me in and I go with her. And she told me that, see, I can teach you everything. But if you don't practice it, it's like you do nothing. So Qigong means Qi is energy. It is 1,000-year ancient Chinese wisdom. Qigong means energy. Gong means practice. So every day we need to cultivate our energy. At first, I'm like, what do you mean by everything is energy? I don't understand. What do you mean by everything is energy? So I'm going to share my slide with you to show you what I mean by everything is energy. Because for me, I am a nurse and I want to understand the science behind that. You could tell me everything, but if you don't show me science to prove it, I don't think I can 100% understand it. So the Qigong that I learned is on really Qigong meditations and healing. And when the people tell me that everything is energy, I'm like, show me the science. And over the years, I found science to prove that. In the new science, quantum physics, epigenetic, our physics, our biology, all have been telling us that we are energy. So would you believe that you are made of atom? One atom, we learned that in grade 5, one atom have 2 or 3 electrons. When you put 2 atoms together, they become molecule. When you put 2 atoms together, the electron is exponential. And you put more and more atom together. You take chemistry, right? It become a chemistry. It form a chemical. Carbon dioxide, oxygen, water, H2O. And you put more and more molecule together. Now, what does it show me? It formed a cell. And guess what? In our body, we have over 30 trillion cells. So Ian, you're a big guy. You probably have more cell than I do. So on average, a human body have 30 trillion cells. And a cell is made of atoms. So imagine how many atoms are you made of? And you're full of electricity. Bob Proctor told me that. See, you know that? Your whole body can light up North America for 1 year. Just using your whole body. At first, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And then he say, if you don't understand, keep studying until you understand it. It might take 1 year, it might take 2 years, it might take more. It really depends on how many times you study it and really internalize it. When I talk to people, they say, oh, I read books. I'm like, oh, okay. What books do you read? A lot of people like to read romance book, whatever. Doesn't matter. Whatever is their hobby. But if a person tell me that I read one book 100 times, now I really pay respect to that person because I know he is studying. A lot of people read book. I read book. I can understand it, but you don't really know it until you study it. That's what Bob Proctor told me. He said, see, you want to be my student? Okay. The first thing he told me is read, think, and grow rich. He said, you read, think, and grow rich. Sorry, did I record it? I think I do. Okay, good. Okay. So he said, read, think, and grow rich. Read it every single day. At first, I'm like, are you kidding me? And it took me 6 months to really listen to him, to be a good student. And when I really study it, he said, now you are improving. And so nowadays, I read one book, I could be reading it 10, 20, 30 times because I don't really get the gem of a book until the 5th time I read them. And now when you say everything is energy, it's like, oh, I got it now. I really got it. I don't just got it here. I got it in my body. I got it in my body. I get into my subconscious mind now. So would you agree now that everything is energy because we are made of atoms? Now, you are really a mass of energy and you really function of frequency. Frequency. We understand how radio works. We understand how TV works. We even understand how our cell phone works. If I know your number, I call you. Your phone has to ring. Your phone has to ring. We understand that. But when it comes to us, we are so confused. We are so confused. We are a confused human being. And Bob Proctor always told me that, see, human, we have this miraculous mind, the brain, but we are just a dumb and confused animals. All the animals in the world, they know who they are, except us. A bird knows a bird. Who is a bird? A dog knows that he's a dog. A cat knows that he is a cat. But as a human, we don't even know that we have so much superpower within us. So Qigong, basically, again, there's 3 main pillars of Qigong. A lot of people understand about the movement and the breath work. And that is just the superficial of Qigong. And that is almost like kindergarten. To really get into Qigong, that's why it's an ancient wisdom. It is about healing. You use meditation as the fastest, efficient way to do your healing. And you use meditations to really work on your manifestation. When you know how powerful you are, you can manifest anything you want because we work on frequency. I want to be a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I know a way to be a millionaire when I tap right into the frequency. So tune your body into the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help it but have it. That is what Albert Einstein said. So in Qigong, we are working on brain coherence, heart coherence. So when your brain and your heart is in coherence, so which means it's in alignment, you become very magnetic and you can send out the message all the way to 9 feet wide, 9 feet tall. And that is very magnetic. A lot of people, they told me that, yeah, I know about healing. I know that. I do inner child healing. Okay, so how long have you been doing it? And are you healed yet? And a lot of people say, you know what? It takes time. I would say bullshit. I don't have a lot of time to take a lot of time to heal. If I want it, I want it now. Yes, I understand that it is a lifelong process to heal, but that I need to do my major healing within 6 months. But after that, it's just a minor, or just like your car. I want my car to be fixed up to par. And after that, it's just maintenance. It's just a maintenance. So if people tell you it takes a lifetime to heal, you can fire them and go next psychologist, next healer, because I need to fix now. I only have 80, 90 years on earth. I don't want to do 80 to 90 years on major healing. I don't want to cry every day or every single week. Or every 2 months, oh my God, my body is not well again. I need to do healing. No, I want to do maintenance, not healing work all the time. So that's why Qigong, or some people do meditation, and it is the same thing. That is the fastest way where you can do your healing and you can do your manifestation. And I like that because that is the fastest way. And I'll give you an example of my dad. That just happened 2 months ago. And if I have to go back during that time when I was in the valley, I say, what else can I do to my parents besides giving them cash, besides having all this money and time freedom, or finding the best doctor, which will probably cost me $1 million. So that one day I realized that, what I can contribute to my dad is sharing my knowledge, the knowledge that I learned over the years. So one day I call my parents again. I say, you know what? From now on, every Sunday, we're going to do Qigong. And every Tuesday, I want to change your mindset. So nowadays, in return, they're afraid to pick up my phone because when I call them, I will spend 1 hour to change their mindset. and just many times I call them, they didn't pick up the phone. I'm like, why don't they pick up the phone? And then I realized that because they're so tired of me, because I can spend 1 hour teaching them what I learned about transformation, about mindset, about their mind, about the subconscious mind, and about their paradigm, and how Qigong actually work on their body to help them the healing. So again, every Sunday, we spend about 20 to half an hour doing Qigong healing on them because energy penetrates time and space. And that was my dad before his treatment. And then after his treatment, his spine was straightened. So because I see that in front of my eye, and I truly believe it now. I believe that into my cell because the chiropractor told my dad that now you grow 1 centimeter higher after the treatment. But I don't know what have you been doing, but whatever you have been doing, continue to do what you're doing because your spine is flexible at 78 years old, which is quite surprise to the chiropractor. So if it can happen to my dad, who is an old traditional, stubborn Chinese man, it can work on you. I know the facts. It can absolutely work on you. So before I hand it to Hannah, I want to give you a meditation. And I would invite you to close your eye if you feel safe to do so. Okay, and I'm going to stop my sharing. Okay, and if you feel safe to do so, I would invite you to close your eye. Sit comfortably on your chair. Take a few deep and relaxing breaths. Let go of your everyday thought and put your attention on your breath for a moment. Picture a glowing liquid flame, like lava, in the center of the earth. This is the life force energy of the Mother Earth. Imagine the loving energy of this flame flowing up from the center of the earth, up to the ground, below you, right below your feet. See it, feel it entering your body through the sole of your feet. Feel the energy moving up through your legs, your thigh, your pelvis, your stomach, and into your heart. Let the life force energy of the earth rest in and nurture your heart. It is the loving life energy from the Mother Earth that is willing to give everything to you, everything. Take a few deep breaths and feel your heart for another moment. Experience this energy, filling you and expanding your heart. Now, picture high above you a golden white light, like the sun. This is the life force energy from the heaven above you, the Father sky. Imagine this loving, grace-filled light flowing down from above, entering your body through the top of your head. Feel the life force above you, going down into your head, moving down to your neck, shoulder, arms, chest, and into your heart. Let this white light, this energy from heaven, rest in your heart and nurture your heart. Take a few deep breaths now and feel your heart for another moment, experiencing this energy, feeling you and expanding you. Picture these two energies that are both resting in your heart, merging together into oneness, creating a sphere of radiant golden love, Feel the merged energy of the earth and the sky. Relaxing and melting in your heart. Let your heart open. Let your heart open. Let the sphere of golden love open, expand throughout your body. Now imagine that your heart is a golden bowl, open to receiving all the love and blessing that are coming to you today. Sit for a few minutes, experience this openness and love. And in this moment, experience the love within you. Sit back, relax. Imagine the golden white light continue to blow into you. Blowing into your head, relax. Neck, relax. Shoulder, relax. Chest, relax. Abdomen, relax. Back, relax. Arm, hand, finger, relax. Leg, feet, toe, relax. Whole body, relax now. Continue to relax. Continue to breathe in and out at your pace. And now, gently bring your attention back to your body. Wiggle your finger and your toe. And then when you are ready, slowly open your eye. And now I will pass it to Hannah.
Thank you, C. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me see. Okay. So I just wanted to say, actually, this particular presentation, I just finished it, was actually inspired by C and one of her emails. So just so you know. And the title of this presentation is George the Grasshopper versus the Ant, Redefining Worth and Rebuilding Rhythm. The ant built a bunker. The grasshopper built a garden. One prepared for scarcity, the other preserved joy. And when winter came, the ant had food. But the grasshopper had something else, the memory of warmth, the rhythm of life. What kind of preparation do we need? And what kind of values are we building our lives on? Hello, friends. I'm Hannah Essenberg, and I help nonprofit professionals, activists, and visionary leaders reclaim their inner rhythm, not by pushing harder, but by shifting the story. This tale is inspired by a realization shared by my friend C. She had written, I have a big realization that as an Asian girl, woman, mother, I have been busy doing something to try to achieve goals throughout my entire life. If I really value myself and have a deep sense of knowing that I'm precious and wanted, who will I be? This is the story for anyone asking, who am I if I stop earning my right to exist? Let's revisit a story you know, Aesop's fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper. The ant stores food all summer. The grasshopper sings and gathers nothing. Winter comes. The ant survives. The grasshopper doesn't. That's the version we're taught. The moral, work hard or suffer. But what if both characters were preparing, just in different ways? Imagine the ant grew up in a stone cottage where his mother said, if you stop moving, you'll fall behind. And the grasshopper had a father who told him, let the world feed you in wonder. Growing up in these homes, each inherited a rhythm, a script, a way of being. This isn't just about insects. It's about all of us, you and me, everyone raised on the edge of usefulness. Each of us was handed a rhythm before we could speak it. This rhythm becomes your deserving set point, an urgent beat etched into your nervous system, passed down through glances, sighs, and unspoken rules. Work harder, be better. This is how much joy is permitted before guilt calls you back. But maybe it's time to step out of that beat, to pause between the notes, to let stillness count, to remember that rhythm is something you can rewrite. Because maybe joy was never the problem, only, only the rhythm that taught you to ration it. Sorry. So let's return to the meadow where Aesop once told his tale of toil and waste. But this time we'll listen differently because this isn't that story. This is a replanting or a reframe where the grasshopper has a name, George, and he wasn't idle at all. He was gathering too. Not food, but sunsets, laughter, stillness. He was storing warmth for the cold season. He was collecting medicine for a different kind of hunger. The ant wasn't wrong, but he was incomplete. Without George, the grasshopper, winter would be a famine of spirit. If you can, close your eyes and breathe gently. Now imagine a white meadow stretching before you, soft, golden, and wild. On one side stands a small, tidy home, the ant's house. The scent of dry grain, the ticking of clocks, the lists printed on the door. Inside, a parent teaches, keep going, keep earning. Rest comes later, if at all. On the other side, the grasshopper's home. Open windows, laughter drifting through the trees. A parent hums as they stir tea with sunlight in their eyes. You don't have to prove anything. Your presence is enough. Most of us were raised in Anne's house, where worth was measured in what you produced, and rest was something you had to earn. But even then, some part of you heard another rhythm, a hum in the distance, a softness you couldn't name. And now, maybe for the first time, you're ready to follow it. Not to abandon what you've built, but to remember what you've been missing. Take a breath. You don't have to choose. You only have to notice. What rhythm have you been marching to? and ask if it feels like home. Because maybe you spent your whole life bracing for winter, and maybe now it's time to prepare for joy. We don't shift by pushing back harder. That's still plays by the old rhythm. We shift by choosing a new one. George isn't rebellious. He's attuned, living by a pace that honors joy, not just survival. And that's what C is doing. She's stepping out of generations of performance, not to stop, but to live in a rhythm with joy, to remember she's already wanted, even in stillness. Before we go on, let's pause for a moment of grounding. We're going to tap gently on 8 points along the body. It's a practice called EFT or Emotional Freedom Technique. It helps calm the nervous system and shift the emotional patterns that live beneath our habits. If this is your first time, just follow along. If you prefer to tap on just one point, try the collarbone or the karate chop. It's the soft edge of your hand below the pinky, between the base of your finger and your wrist. Left or right, it doesn't matter. We'll move through 3 full rounds, and you breathe and repeat after me, or just listen as you tap. There's no wrong way, only your way. Let this be a new rhythm your body can trust. Okay, we'll try eyebrow point. I've been busy doing something all my life. Side of the eye, always working toward a future version of myself. Under the eye, believing that I had to do more, to deserve more. Under the nose, and it's fulfilling and exhausting. Chin, what if I'm already enough? Collarbone, what if I'm already wanted? Under the arm, what if I could be relaxed and still held? Top of your head, I am safe to let go of proving. Take a deep breath and let's turn inward and put pen to paper. It's time to meet the patterns that shape you and the parts you're ready to grow. You can draw 2 columns, label them my Ant programming and the other one, my George the Grasshopper programming. You can write down what were they taught, what they fear, and what they long for. Then ask, what if these 2 could cooperate? That's your integration story. As you reflect what these 2 parts long for, let's come back to the body. Let's tap again with tenderness to honor where you come from and what you're ready to release. Eyebrow point. I honor what my parents had to do to survive. Side of the eye. I see the urgency they passed down. Under the eye, the budgeting, the overwork, the tension. Under the nose, I know it came from love and fear. Chin, but I don't have to carry it all. Collarbone, I'm allowed to reset the rhythm. Under the arm, I'm allowed to feel safe doing less. And top of the head, I'm allowed to rest. Let's pause again. The tapping has opened the soil, and now we plant something deeper, not with effort, but with presence. Feel your feet on the ground. Let your back grow long and steady like a willow, rooted and flexible. Feel the warmth in your chest spreading like the late afternoon sun on a quiet field. George didn't just play, he stored summer in his bones, and so can you. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly and say slowly, I remember warmth. I carry enough light to last the winter. Take one more breath with me, and we move into our final round of tapping. Let this warmth settle deeper into the rhythm of your body. Eyebrow point. I'm building a life that honors peace. Side of the eye. I'm creating a rhythm that holds both effort and wonder. Under the eye, I'm letting myself be wanted as I am. Under the nose, I can rest and still be worthy. Chin, I carry summer into winter. Collarbone, I raise my set point to joy. Under the arm, I'm allowed to be me. Top of your head, I belong. You've been gathering summer. Now let's hear from the you who trusts that it will last. Imagine it's 5 years from now. You've integrated both Anne and George. You feel safe, peaceful, and clear. Write a letter from that future you. How does your body feel? What do you wish you'd known sooner? What do you believe now about your worth? And now, as the seed of that future self takes hold, let's speak a new truth into the body. One breath, one rhythm. Let it be your wildflower map, drawn from memory, guiding you home with every word. I don't have to earn my breath. I reset my rhythm. I carry enoughness with me. You could repeat that to yourself a few times, perhaps later on. George the Grasshopper is not just a fable. He's your wildflower map, pointing you back to what was never lost. If this story stirred something within you, walk with me to pathtoimpactcoaching.com and follow C. Her teachings are rich with wisdom, the kind that helps something true begin to grow. This story only took root because she spoke her truth. Thank you for being here and for sharing your time, your presence, and your rhythm. If this spoke to you, like, comment, or share, because maybe the world needs more Georges and more people willing to let joy lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. That was really good. So yes, like Hannah say, it's because of my email. And now, how does that apply to you? I'll give you an example. As we have been always talking, we have to be in alignment in order to send a strong message to the universe. And then the universe will respond back. How do you talk to the universe? The way you talk to the universe is based on how your cell vibrate. You have 30 trillion cells in your body. Your 30 trillion cell in the body has to vibrate in rhythm, just like what Hannah was saying, in rhythm. So my self-worth is always my biggest problem. One example is I keep telling after what I'm learning, I say, yeah, I'm valuable. I am valuable. I'm valuable. My brain is saying that I am valuable. I am enough. But my body is doing something different because my body is, oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to serve my kids. I need to serve my husband. I need to work. I need to make more money to save, save, save like the end. And when I go back to Asia, live like a grasshopper, I panic too because now I am spending money. What happened? What happened? What happened? So my body, my action, my feeling is telling the universe something different. Why I thought I am worthy, I have enough. Your brain probably maybe have 10 trillion cells. Your body have the rest of the cell. You tell me, who is stronger? The 10 trillion or the 20 trillion cell? Of course, the 20 trillion that is feeling the fear, feeling the sadness, feeling the anxiety. And my action is not in alignment. And so the universe is so confused. It's like, are you enough or you're not enough? Because you're telling me that you're not enough based on your action and based on your feeling. So that's why we do tapping and we do Qigong meditation is to really calm down the brainwave, reset our nervous system. Once we reset that, we get into our subconscious mind. And that is when you change your program. And that is when manifestation happens. And healing happen when you reset your nervous system, when you are calm, and you continue to connect to the intelligence in the universe. And when the energy flow into you, it activates your pineal gland. Deborah, you're a nurse. You know that. Our pineal gland is a superpower. In the ancient Egypt, they say that is the eye of Horus. So in ancient Egypt, they already know how using our pineal gland to connect to the intelligence with the universe. And nowadays, with more technology, they show that when you calm down your nervous system, when you calm down your brain wave, you use your pineal gland, you activate your pineal gland, and then it become a transducer, like an antenna. You send out informations to the universe, and the universe has to respond to you. So in other words, you are the antenna of the TV. Your body is just a TV, and your pineal gland is the antenna. And your subconscious mind is the operating system. So which means a cell phone without an app is nothing. Your body is your cell phone. And then your pineal gland is the three little dots to tell you that if you got the signal. And how do you get the signal? Is you use your pineal gland to connect to the internet. This is how we use our body to manifest. When you really know you, you become so miraculous. So, and it takes practice. Many times I say, oh, I'm smart. I got it. It doesn't take me 10 years. I'll get it in a year. 1 year later, nothing happened. 2 years later, nothing happened. 3 years later, nothing happened. And then at some point, I start to question me. I'm like, really? But then Bob Proctor say what? He says, see, it took him 9 years to actually save some money in his pocket. And Tony Robbins say, many of us overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year, but we underestimate what we can achieve in 10 years. To be really master in one thing that you're good at, it really does take 5 to 10 years. So during this time, yes, we will get disappointed. We'll beat ourselves up. We will complain. We will cry. It's like, why can't it become faster? But do not give up, because this is the time the universe is testing you. Are you serious? Are you really serious that you're into this? So keep going, keep going. And during this time, that's why we need community, because we have the community that have the same like-minded. And then you fail. Oh yeah, I did that before. Oh, let's try this. Oh yeah, nothing to be ashamed of, because I was like that before. I've been through it. So in this time, it's so important to have the community. Just like one of my mentors, Sean Smith, say, you cannot be you're so grateful for the lesson, and yet you cannot be hateful to the teacher, because the teacher, your enemy, the person that you want to kill, is here to teach you something. And so even in the moment, everything looks so bad, so bad, so bad. But there is a gift in it. So look for the gift. And that's why we need to train our mind to look for the gift. And I tell you, changing the mindset of my parents, it was so hard. Every time when I call them, I feel like I want to yell over the phone and grab them and say, listen to me. And after a few months, their mindset shift a little. They're still all stubborn, but then at least they're more open. They are leaning to the 1% possibility. Just the 1%. That's all we need. I will end with this story. Mary Morrissey is my mentor. At the age of 20, she was diagnosed with kidney failure in the 1970s. In the 1970s, there's no dialysis. So they have to remove her kidney. But then 2 of her kidney was bad. So the doctor say, you know what? You probably have 6 months to live. And at that time, she just had a little boy. And she was a teenage mom. And her little boy was just 1 year old. And then she was hospitalized because the doctor said one of the kidney is really bad. We need to remove the one. And so you will have to rely on the other kidney. And that kidney function is less than 50%. So I'm giving you about 6 months to live, because at that time, there's no dialysis, there's no transplant. So the night before her surgery, she was laying in her hospital bed. And then she was sad, she was in pain. And that night she was scared. She was really scared. Now, at about 10 o'clock, there was a chaplain. The chaplain knocked on her hospital room door and said, can I come in? She said, yeah. And the chaplain grabbed a chair and sit right beside her. She said, I know that you're going for your surgery, so I want to come in and check on you. So, little girl, Mary, tell me what happened. What has happened to your life? And then Mary told her the story. She said, you know what? I'm a teen mom. I shame my family. I have a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. And so I cannot go to the regular high school. The principals say that because I'm a teen mom, I shame the school. Now I am not a good girl. You cannot go to the regular high school. You have to drive across the river to a school, and you can only go for the night school because you are not a good girl. So she carried that I'm not a good girl. I have a lot of guilt. I shame my family for 2 years. And now she was diagnosed with a kidney failure, both kidney failure. So the chaplain looked at her and hold her hand. She said that, Mary, do you believe everything is created twice? She's like, what? At that time, she was only 20 years old. What are you talking about? Everything is created twice. And then she said, first, in your mind, then in a physical form. The chair, the book, everything you see in this hospital room is created twice. First in your head, someone has to think about it in order to create that in form. And she say, do you believe your kidney failure has something to do with what you were thinking, what you were feeling? Because you have a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. And that guilt and that shame is eating you up. And that caused you a kidney failure. Mary's like, sure, whatever. Like, she was 20. She doesn't know anything about this metaphysics. And then she looked at her, she's like, well, the God that I know is not that forgiving because she was a Catholic school. She was a Catholic girl. So she believed that if she have sex before she got married, she will be punished by God. And she's a bad girl. So everything bad happened to her is what she get because she is a bad girl. So the chaplain really opened her mind and say, when you go for surgery tomorrow, and I want you to really think of all the bad thing, all the poison in the body, it's gone to the kidney. It's gone to the left kidney that the doctor is going to remove. So after the surgery tomorrow, all the bad thing, it's gone. Now, I'm no longer the bad girl because it's now gone. The doctor removed them. So now healing start. And then God is going to love you again and protect your right kidney. She said, I don't really believe her, but then and the chaplain know that she doesn't believe her. So the chaplain said, can you just lean into that 1% possibility? Would you believe me? And Mary says, sure, I'll believe you. But then she doesn't really believe it. But then she said, if just 1% of possibility, I think I can believe it. So she leaned into the 1%. So after the surgery, it was painful. But then the chaplain already told her that after the surgery, it will be painful. But only focus on the worst has gone. Now the healing start. So she focused on the healing. And then 6 months later, she went back to the hospital. The doctor did an ultrasound on her and say that, I don't know what happened to you, Mary, but the kidney that was more than 50% failing actually function 80% now. I don't know what you were doing. This is a miracle. Continue to do what you are doing. And Mary said, wow, this worked. So ever since, that was the point of contact. Ever since, she believed in this. And she take into transformation, she takes psychology, and she keep growing and become one of the top transformational leader. And actually, a few years ago, she has a heart problem. She has a heart problem, and the doctor can't really heal her. So what happened again? She say, I use what she learned. Only believe in the healing. Everything will come. And then her heart problem resolved. And same thing when Bob Proctor, he passed away about 3 years ago. And Bob Proctor, he's a very spiritual man. And he know this is his time. When he met with Mary Morrissey one last time. And he said, Mary, I think that was it. And Bob Proctor gave Mary Morrissey his book holder. Bob Proctor loved his book holder. And then he gave this away to Mary. He said, Mary, this is my book holder. I want to give it to you. And Mary said, no, Bob, we know better. We know better. You can heal. And Bob told him that, Mary, I know it is my time. He said, I'm not giving up, but I know it is my time. I have a good life. And he said, I want to give this to you. And you know what? 3 years ago, when Bob Proctor always say that, see, I always have a book holder on my desk because I will put Think and Grow Rich on there so I know which page I'm reading. You should do the same. And then I remember I went to the website. He told me, go to this website and order your book holder. I went to the website and like, what? A wooden book holder costs $100? Ah, forget it. I'll use a bookmark. And then when he passed away, he sent all his students a book holder because he said, I want all my students to have a book holder, especially you, see? The only thing he didn't say is cheap ass C. And you know what? I manifest to have it. I say one day I will have it. At that time, I say one day I will have it. But I don't really put the intentions to want it. And I don't really want to have it. But then I just say, you know what? One day I will have it. One day I have it. And then he got it. So manifestation will work. It just depends on your intensity. How much do you want it? How badly do you want it? Bob always say, how badly do you want it? How badly do you want it? If you want it so badly, your mind should never entertain anything bad. And that is called programming your mind. It is work. It's very hard. It's very hard. But that is the difference between successful people and not successful people. Not because they're dumb, it's because they don't have the discipline. We have to be disciplined enough to control our mind. Yes, there will be time that I'm scared, I'm panicking, I want to cry. Sure, if you want to cry, cry for one day. But after that, enough is enough. Treat your body like a 3 years old, terrible 3. Enough. Wake up. Learn again. Change your mindset. Recalibrate your body. Keep going. We will fail. We will fail. And you know what? Have long view. Long view. Dalai Lama always say, have long view. Don't look for the short-term benefit. Long view. Because at the end of your life, when you rest your body one last time on the pillow, would you say, I regret I did not do that? Or would you say, I failed, but I'm so proud of me that I tried and I still failed? Right? Which version would you like? And one thing I want to end with this is we do have generational trauma. We do. And I experienced that in my body. Many years ago, I went to Tokyo. I went shopping like crazy, like just like 28, 35. I shop. And one day, I was having a good day. I buy a lot of things. I bought a lot of clothing, which I do not need, but I bought it. And then there was a speaker speaking in Japanese, really loud. I have no clue what he was talking, but my body freeze. My body freeze. And at that time, my friend looked at me and said, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm okay. But I froze. He's like, why are you not walking? I'm like, I don't know. I'm scared. At that time, I thought, oh, maybe I watched too many World War II movie, or I hear too much story from my grandparents because my grandparents witnessed the war, how Chinese people were killed, how many people were killed, how many women were raped. I never thought about it, but then, and I always have a behavior of fear. And that fear is just not logical. I could not understand where the fear come from. Until I get into the study, I realized that it was in my DNA. I got it from my grandparents. My mom got it from her mom. And I got it from my mom too. And from my grandparents. I have this illogical fear within me. So, and of course, when I told my mentor says, see, great news, time for healing. Oh my God. And then after I done this healing, there was another healing that I have to do when I asked my mentor, I don't know why I can't seem to attract Asian women, but I attract a lot of white people. But I don't want to coach them because we have a different culture. I don't understand them. I just want to coach my Asian population or the Black population. And then my coach say, I wonder why. I'm like, yeah, I wonder why. And then she say that, so when you go to a conference, how many Asian? I say, out of 300, I saw 5 Asian. Okay, she say, so that answer why there's more white people approach you, right? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to coach white. And then she said, I wonder why. And then, of course, I can come up with a lot of the story, right? It's like, yeah, maybe I think I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't think I understand them. Maybe I see that I'm second class because many years ago in the 1800s, the English people will come and conquer land in Asia. And so I am a second class. And then I talk, I just vomit everything. And then I come to realize that I dislike them. I dislike them because they bring poison to China. They make Chinese as a slave. And for generations, Chinese are known as the weak Asian man. The yellow monkey. Where does the name come from? Because the Chinese men were addicted to the opium. And so when you're addicted to drugs, you don't eat. All you do is you just smoke. And so Asians are skinny and tiny and their body turn yellow because they're destroying their liver. So I realized that, oh my God, I have that deeper, I won't say hate, I don't hate them, but deeper dislike. So, and then she said, perfect, timing for another healing. I'm like, my goodness, another healing? So there's so many layers of guilt and shame and fear and hate that we have. And we got it from our ancestor that it's not even ours. It's time to let them go. And when we do this healing on ourselves, we heal our ancestor. Because healing is not just in your body. Remember, we're energy. We're energy. When we do our healing ourselves, we change our genetic. We heal ourselves, we change our genetic, and everyone related to you get the healing. Because everything is energy. Energy penetrates time and space. So when you do your healing today, you heal your ancestor, you heal your parents, and you heal 7 generations. And science already shown that. They did the research in the 1970s. They did the research in a university, Yale University. They say, okay, I have the rat in the lab. They shock. Okay, so this is what they do. Whenever the rat come and grab the food, they shock the rat. They shock the rat. So eventually the rat will not go and grab that food because they know that they will get electrical shock. But after a few months, they stop shocking the rat. And then, so which means if the rat go and grab the food, they will not get shocked. But the rat doesn't know that. And the rat never go back to grab the food. Now, the rat start having baby. And the children will not go and grab the food either. They do not know why. The children will never shop, but the children of the rat will not go and grab the food. And then they realize that 2 generations later, some of the grandkids will not go and grab that food either. So because of that research, they show that trauma really pass on through the DNA. They show it in horses, they show it in cow, they show it in rats, and many other animals. So today, I really invite you to do your healing work and to cultivate your energy. Because when you cultivate good energy within you, you heal your ancestor, your parents, and generations to come. And that is the greatest gift you can ever give to your parents. That is the greatest gift you can ever give to your ancestor, your children, your parents. It's way better than money. And the truth is, we all die. We all die. And a lot of people do not know what happened after we die. A lot of the time in Buddhism, we know that we will reincarnate. Now, if you do your healing today, you change your DNA, you change your energy. Imagine if your parent pass away and they reincarnate, you are actually sending the good vibration to them. So which means they probably reincarnate in a wealthy family, a very happy person. So that is the best thing you can ever done to your family. Not just money. Money is actually the byproduct. It's the last thing that you see. It's the result. Now I know how powerful I am. I want to change my result. It starts with me, in my mindset, in my body, and you change everything. So that is the best thing you can ever done. So a lot of people talk about they have survival guilt. No survival guilt. You are the only one survive. So your job is to cultivate energy, to do the best you can to heal yourself, so you can send the good energy to all your family that have passed away and to your children, generations to come. So I will end with this. Okay. Have a good night, everyone. Anything to add, Hannah?
Oh, thank you. Although, see, the next time there are a couple of questions about your lecture. So it's maybe we could do that the next time, but they wanted to know how do you get rid of I think the generational trauma, and how do you stay in this frequency when you're not around, because the body wants to go into default. So maybe the next time we could talk about that. But thank you.
Sure. Yes, we
very
will.
much.
Yes. Okay. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Good night.